Top Trending presents 10 of the most dangerous children's toys ever made. Lawn darts. With 23,000 pounds of pressure per inch, lawn darts have more than enough to pierce a skull. In the 1970s, they were supposed to be marketed to adults only, but few stores complied. After hundreds of reports of injuries and 3 deaths, the Consumer Product Safety Commission banned sales of lawn darts in 1988. Today, the lawn darts you can buy in stores don't have steel tips and feature presumably safer round plastic ends with weights. KITE tube. This 3-meter thin tube allowed a boat-pulled rider to yank a cord in order to glide in the air. Unfortunately, once riders were airborne, they were given little control over the flying tube. With reported 2 deaths and dozens of others severely injured, the company responsible did recall the tubes, but out of quote-unquote an abundance of caution. Buckyballs. Buckyballs were super strong magnetic ball bearings that could be used to construct creative desk sculptures or even to play darts on your refrigerator. Unfortunately, these round magnets were easily swallowed by young children. When multiple magnets were swallowed, they had the tendency to clamp together through intestinal walls and not let go. This led to tears in organs, blood poisoning, blockages, and even death. The company refused to recall their product, leading the feds to sue. The government then went after him for $57 million, and after a bunch of talk from both sides, the inventor ended up settling for just about 1% of that. Easy bake ovens. For some reason, many children throughout the years didn't realize they don't have to waste their childhood baking cookies. The popularity of the Easy Bake Oven, which uses a real heating element to actually bake dessert items, may have reached its peak in 2006. But the makers of the Easy Bake Oven, Hasbro, didn't have long to celebrate. A year later, they were forced to recall more than 1 million of their plastic models when a design flaw was discovered that allowed the oven to easily trap and severely burn children's tiny little fingers. GILBERT glassblowing set. Glassblowing, if you didn't know, is the art of working with molten glass to make your very own glass containers. Oh, and you do it by blowing into a wad of molten glass with your mouth. As bizarre as it sounds, glassblowing was considered a very useful skill for young men to have about 50 years ago. The downside is that it spelled out ways to heat up to 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit, and then directed children to conduct dangerous experiments without any use of safety equipment. Sky dancers. If you were a child of the 90s, you're probably familiar with sky dancers. These pull-string base dolls had an impressive wingspan. Simply put the doll on the base, rip on the string, and voila! The spinning propeller toy doll will fly in unpredictable directions. Seems fun, right? But that wasn't the case. Sky dancers turned playtime into trauma time. With over 170 reports of dolls striking children and adults, the Consumer Product Safety Commission banned the toy in 2000. CSI Fingerprint Examination Kit. Marketed off the popular crime show, CSI Fingerprint Examination Kits allowed kids to put on a pair of latex gloves and collect evidence. Unfortunately, the fingerprint dust that came with the kit contains some of the deadliest forms of asbestos, a real-life hazard. The variety of asbestos within the dust has been proven to be capable of causing lung cancer later in life from only a single exposure. The companies responsible for manufacturing this product had later went bankrupt. Monster Science Colossal Water Balls. Remember those tiny little balls that when placed in water would magically turn into giant sponge-like dinosaurs? Well, imagine a marble-sized ball that, when wet, could literally grow up to 400 times bigger than its original size. Sounds like loads of fun, right? But what would happen if one of these incredible growing capsules ended up in your small intestine? Not too pretty. From there, they cause life-threatening adventure of vomiting and dehydration. To make things even worse, they were impossible to x-ray and required surgery to have them removed. POWERMITE tools. POWERMITE tools allowed kids to play with smaller, fun-sized versions of the tools Dad used at work. Unlike the poorly made plastic stuff they sell now, these were actual working tools made of die-cast metal. The blades in that circular saw up there could easily cut through skin and flesh, but came with wood and styrofoam until the boys who owned it realized the real havoc they could cause with these things. AQUA leisure baby boats. Babies absolutely love playing in water, splashing it, drinking it, and having a fun time overall in it. So parents who want to let their babies adrift, this toy was a perfect product to own. Regrettably, these cheaply made inflatable boats tended to tear rather easily, causing dozens of babies to break right through and plunge under. When Aqua was fined $650,000 for knowing about the problem for years, the company would use excuses, tweak their design, change their name, and continue to sell them.